now. All right, so page 3 in your engineering notebook, find a page, either 20, 21. I'm going to do mine on page 22. All right, so this is an isometric. You have your cubes here. So the green signifies your front view. The red is your top view, and this is your right view. Okay, so what we learned in the last video is that you have a front, right, and top view. So I'm going to try to find, here's my pencil. The first thing you do is you draw a coordinate plane. So an X, Y axis, just like so. Gentle, gentlemen, gentle, slow. Okay, this will always be your right view. This will always be your front view. And this will always be your top view. Okay? On your test on Friday, I will be grading the fact that you labeled that in this order. The first view that you draw, it doesn't matter where you draw it. So if I hold it the way it's held like here, I realize that this is your front view here. So this is what I'm going to draw in the front view. So the green represents my front view. So I'm going to draw this shape here. If you were absent, you're following along. You're pausing your video and following along. All right, so this is a 2 by 4. So it doesn't matter where you draw it in this section. So a 2 by 4. Okay, then I'm going to go up 1, over 2, up 1, over 2. So I've created this same exact shape here on my front view. Go ahead and do that. If you were here yesterday, we did it. If you need to do it again, feel free to do it again. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. Okay? This is my original view. Now, the red is my top view. So I'm now going to look at the red. So this is my red, right, on page 3 of your packet. This is the red. So when I turn it, this is now my top view. If I hold it like this, it looks flat 2D. So now my shape is a 1 by 4. Now I'm not going to just draw it anywhere in this square for the top view. I have limitations. So it has to go wherever this point and this point, those are my limitations. So it has to go somewhere in here. Okay? Somewhere in this area, I have to draw this top view. So I can't draw it over here, and I can't draw it over here. It has to be between these two arrows. For those of you who are working ahead, I'm going to be checking, did you draw these arrows? Even if they're super light, is your drawing within these limitations? If it's too far this way or too far that way, you'll lose points. Okay, so somewhere in this area right here, I'm going to draw a 1 by 4, and it fits perfectly. A 1 by 4. You see how it fits right in between my two arrows? And I'm going to draw this object line here. This line represents this cutout, that there's something missing here. I know from this angle, it looks like it's perfectly even, like it's just one single layer. You don't see this cutout. Okay, so it's a 1 by 4 here. Okay, it has to be within this limitation, so draw that now. All right, now, the right view. The right view is the blue part. The right view is the blue part. So if I turn it, this would be your right view. All of a sudden, all the cubes disappear, and you're just left with a 2 by 1. Now, I have to draw it here, but I just can't draw it anywhere. There's more limitations. The first limitation is here. This is your first limitation. Your second limitation comes from this drawing, but it's a little tricky. What you need to do is you need to graph 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, so on and so forth. So basically it's up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. That's this line when you graph this. Okay, so do that, and then I'll show you the next step. 52, 52. We have 7 minutes. All right. Then, from here to here, what you're going to do is you're going to come over until you hit a dot, and then go straight down and draw your arrow. Go to the top one. Go over to the dot, and then go straight down. So that means where all of these arrows meet, that's my limitation. So I'm very limited here. I can only draw basically in this space. And if you do it correctly, the only thing that fits is the actual, what we actually need, a 1 by 2. So right here is my 1 by 2. Now what if I accidentally, Mari, if we draw it like this, and it's like, oh no, it doesn't fit. Why not? Because you're not seeing it correctly. Maybe you went like this, but it's supposed to be like this. So be very careful when you draw these out, you're going the right direction. And then there's an object line. Okay? So that's what you have to do. So remember, the green is my front view, so that's why I drew this one in the front view. The first drawing is the easiest, because you can draw it anywhere. The second drawing is second to the easiest, because it's just one limitation. It's the third one that's the hardest, because there's 2 sets of limitations. Your assignment is to look at page 4 and 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 that you have to draw the same way. Okay? Everybody pay attention. This is your front view, right? So this is the way I draw my front view here. For this one, this is my front view. So you're going to be drawing a shape that looks like this for your front view. Double check that you guys did it right for those of you who were done. And then page 5, this is my front view. So you do like an upside down P. And then the last one, the hardest one, this is your front view. This is your front view. So the number 1 mistake kids do is this one, because they think this is your front view, but that's actually your right view. Okay? So I just gave you big hints with those. Any questions?